All right. Welcome to the course where we'll be going from learning the fundamentals of machine learning to the applications of machine learning. So this is typically for those who are just starting out their machine learning journey, or for typical labs, where you are needed to learn about machine learning, so where you don't have the fundamental knowledge. This course is going to help you to gain the knowledge and also learn what the industry wants, right? So we're not just here to focus on the theory, but also the practical. So much so that a few of the examples that we're going to be talking is pretty much the industry standard. And all of this material, that whatever I'm going to teach you guys, is coming from the hands-on machine learning book. So you can be rest assured that the knowledge you're gaining is very authentic and it's the industry standard. So without any further ado, let's get started. So all right, so what we're going to cover in this course is, the course is laid out as uh, four different uh, four different agenda. So the first and foremost we're going to be learning is the fundamentals of machine learning. Next comes the supervised techniques, typical the classification. Next, how do we do some kind of data analysis and visualization on the data that we gather. And then finally, we'll understand the different supervised techniques like clustering, DB scan, and all that stuff. So this, like I said, this course is highly beginner friendly. So you just need to have basic Python skills. That's all. So we're going to be covering a lot of theory, and in the consecutive tutorials we are also going to cover the practicals. So machine learning is both theory and practicals. So if you're just wanting to learn practicals, you might find it difficult, because you will run out of because you will run into problems, because you won't understand, because whatever we code is highly related to the theory part of it. All right, so now, since each of these in itself is a tutorial, so if we take the fundamentals of machine learning, that itself is a tutorial. So we're going to be seeing what we actually will learn in that particular segment or the course, right? So when it comes to fundamentals of machine learning, we are going to go with the very basics, that is the definition and the traditional approach versus the machine learning approach. So why is machine learning different, or what's the difference between traditionally approaching a problem versus applying machine learning to the same problem? All right. Next, so next is the different types of machine learning systems. That is, supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, instance versus model-based learning, and reinforcement learning. So we are going to briefly talk about the different types there are. So based on the data we have, we can categorize them, and based on the activity that we want to achieve, we can categorize them as well. Next, we'll take a simple example, training a linear regression model using scikit-learn. And then we'll also talk about the challenges of machine learning, that is the insufficient quantity of training data, non-representative training data, poor quality data, and of course overfitting and underfitting. So this is what we are going to cover in fundamentals of machine learning. However, like I told you, we are going to cover 3 more sections. So in those sections, if we take a look, so we're going to understand it's classification problem, right? So it's a supervised technique. Now don't worry if you don't understand the terminologies as of now yet. When you go through the fundamentals course, it will become very clear. So moving on, in the classification we'll understand the MNIST dataset, and then we'll train a binary classifier using stochastic gradient descent. to predict the digit. Then we'll also measure the performance, how it is doing, different performance measures, different accuracy, and all that stuff. And also, what are the different types of classification problems we have? So we have multi-class, multi-label, and multi-output classification. So we are also briefly going to take a look at those. Next is data analysis and visualization. This is quite important. So this helps you to really get an understanding of the data that you're going to work with. In this course, we will definitely go through the major different data analysis and visualization process. However, when you're really working in the real life or in the real world scenario, things might be different. You need to do different kinds of visualization, understand the different features and all that stuff. So when you are taking such a problem, you need to also understand or have the domain knowledge. Let's say you're working with the GDP, right? If you're working with GDP, you need to understand how GDP affects the country, or the different aspects. If GDP goes down, if GDP goes up, how it is affecting the country, and basically have the domain knowledge related to GDP, right? So that is one example. So again, we're going to, in data analysis and visualization, we're going to understand, of course, downloading the data, understanding a structure, taking a quick look at the data structure, visualizing the geographical data, performing different plots on that data, and then looking for correlations. Like I said, so correlations meaning how is one feature or one attribute related to another, right? So those things we're going to see, and then we'll plot them. All right, and then the last but not the least, the unsupervised techniques, that is clustering. So here is where we don't have the labels, but we just have the data, and we don't have anything anything labeling the data. So we don't have any prior knowledge about the data, but we just want to perform some machine learning. Then we'll be using clustering techniques, that is unsupervised techniques. So we'll go through different algorithms: k-means, db-scam, GMM, Gaussian mixture model, and yeah. And we'll also look for correlations, and we'll plot them. This fourth and fifth pretty much stays the same. All right, so, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now this is what you'll be learning in this course. So I hope you are excited as I am to teach you. But yes, all the course resources will be given to you. You guys can check that section out, and all the data sets can be downloaded, so don't worry about that. Alright, so I'll see you in the first lecture then.